Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Ask Pete Vinnie.
That's right guys, so this is the show where we take your questions from YouTube, your messages from Instagram, and we answer them for you live right here.
Let's go. Question number 1 from Valeria. If you could create your own rock metal supergroup, who would you want to be in it?
Oh, that is such a good question. I think, okay, start with vocals. I think I would put Chris Cornell on vocals.
Woo!
He's definitely
good
one
start.
for me. I think Paul Gilbert on the guitar, Tommy Lee on the drums, and Duff McKagan on the bass.
That's really good, man. That's pretty good. Okay, so I think I would do, first thing, Richie Kotzen on one guitar and Paul Gilbert on the other.
So it's a guitar supergroup right there.
Well, that's the best of both worlds right there.
Yeah.
And then I think I would have Vinnie Paul on the drums.
Oh, nice.
You know, and on the bass I think I probably would have either Billy Sheehan or John Mayang, maybe from
Dream Theater.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I didn't think about that.
Probably John Mayang, because Billy Sheehan's like it's too obvious, you know. So I'll have him there for a bit of like a different vibe. Then on the vocals, I like Chris Cornell a lot, but I think I would choose Sebastian Bach in his prime.
Yeah. That's an equally good choice right there.
Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
Thanks for your question.
Okay, so the next question comes from Alejandro Ventura. He says, "Hi guys, what are your current thoughts about the cultural impact of rock and roll in the youth?" Good question.
That's a really good question, Alejandro. Thank you. And it's a really big question as well. I think we could easily talk about this for like an hour. I think it could be the topic of a dissertation paper.
Get a beer and talk about it. Yeah.
But I think the one thing I'm going to say, that the main difference that I notice that rock has like from like the like proper youth like these days and when I was like a bit younger, is that when I was younger, rock was more present. I think, you know, it was like more on the mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, so it was definitely more on the radio, and the main thing is that you had MTV. You know, so. I think everyone was more exposed to rock all the time. So I think it was a lot easier for someone to become like a rocker than it is today. I think that today rock's still here, but it's more underground. Not underground, like we have rock on the mainstream as well, but I think for the most people, they're not going to be exposed to rock that easily as they would a little while ago. So you kind of have to go and, if you're into rock, you have to go and find it a bit more, you know. But I think it's definitely here. That's one of the differences that I can definitely feel like, you know. And I think one of the other things that happens because of that is that I think you're less likely to find people that want to be a rock star these days. Like when I was a teenager, me and a lot of my friends, we just wanted to be rock stars.
Yeah, too.
You know, you as well, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Now I know people that like rock, and they like a lot of people that like rock. Even some of my guitar students, you know, like. Yeah. But they don't wanna be like Slash or you know, they just want to play and like, you know, and enjoy rock, but they don't want to, you know.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think going off of that, back in the 80s and stuff, people kind of aspired to live that lifestyle. Yeah, even non-musicians, people were attracted to the idea of that whole rebellion of the rock star life. You know, that's why people liked Motley and Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. But now it's like, even if people like rock, they don't necessarily, people don't want to be that, especially in the mainstream. Yeah. That was mainstream back then. You know, now it's like, it's not, it's a different climate.
Yeah,
you know?
I think it's a lot easier as well for people to find their niche. You know, like online, you can get exposed to anything from like rap to rock to any type of music, you know, hip hop, whatever, reggae, and then you can just kind of find your thing, you know. Whereas like before, it was kind of what was there on telly, you know, and on the radio. So I think it was a chance that you would like at least know rock and roll.
And that's another thing. The media was so different back then. You know, there was no smartphones. Now it was like what you saw on billboards and on TV and on the radio. Like if they were promoting Appetite for Destruction, you'd hear Appetite for Destruction.
Exactly.
Now,
and that's what you're going to go and listen to.
You create your own media.
Exactly.
Know? Like you can find whatever you want. You know, so.
Yeah. Anyway, hope that helps, Alejandro. Thank you for your question. Okay, next question from Lady Bergson. How do you choose the songs?
That's a good question. So for the covers that we do, one of the main things we think about is we choose songs that have two distinct guitar parts, because that's what we do. We want to be able to play things that are interesting for each guitar, and that from two guitar bands. Yeah.
I think that's one of the main things, right? It needs to be interesting for both of us to do, you know? Like, we can't be just one of us just playing rhythm the whole time and the other guy just like ripping out solos, you know?
Yeah.
It needs to be a good balance between the parts. And I think for me, I would say one of the things that we always think about a lot as well is that it needs to get us excited. You know, I think both for covers and for the shorter Instagram clips that we do, you know, the reels and the stories and stuff. I think that if it needs to get us excited because some of this stuff is hard to play.
I know.
You know,
it takes
and
practice.
like some of the hardest, like for example, if you get like, you know, some of the hardest covers we've played, like Nightmare, you know, that could be a good 2-3 weeks just to learn the parts, you know.
Yeah.
So if we don't like it, it's just very hard to do it, you know.
Yeah, you have to be. Yeah.
So I think so far we can honestly say we never learned a cover that we weren't excited about.
No.
You know, that day might come one day, you know, like hopefully not, you know.
Probably not, though.
But I don't think we'll do
That's
it
the
though.
main
Yeah,
thing.
that's the thing. I don't think we'll do it, to be fair. So
yeah, I mean, technical difficulties took us months to learn. You
yeah,
can't not be excited about it.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. But it was like it needs to be like we need to enjoy the sound, enjoy the challenge, you know, and then we can get motivated to do it, you know.
Yeah.
Stuff that we vibe, we like, yeah, basically.
Thanks for your question. So the next question comes from Devansha Purva. Suggest a Les Paul style guitar in budget.
Nice. Okay, so I'm gonna be really straightforward with this. I think if you really want the classic Les Paul vibe, you know, the shiny finish, the exact shape, I'll just buy the Epiphone, you know. Like I think they're the only brand that's licensed to do the Les Paul shape like 100% as it is. You know, I've played an Epiphone for years. Like,
That was your first guitar, wasn't it?
yeah, but I played it for a long time before I actually had money to buy my first proper Gibson.
Yeah.
You know, so there's nothing wrong with those. You know, I would probably just change the pickups. That's one thing I would definitely do. But other than that, if you want to just have that vibe on a budget, you can't go wrong with the Epiphone, you know.
Yeah. I think another choice for the Les Paul style guitar is ESP or LTD for a cheaper
That's
model.
good, actually. Yeah.
Willie Adler, the rhythm guitarist from Lamb of God, plays those.
Yeah, I think they're a bit more edgy. They're more pointy.
Yeah, a bit more metal.
You know? Yeah, but they're great guitars.
Yeah.
I don't think they're super budget, but they're like definitely cheaper than a Gibson. But I could easily play like a LTD.
Yeah.
Les Paul, you know,
for sure.
comfortable guitars, you know. So there you go. Thanks for the question. Okay, so next question from L. Denny Rojas. I've been playing for 4 years, but still can't play metal. What can I do?
Okay, well, that warrants a few different answers. The first thing I would say is get your technique or techniques up to scratch. And what I mean by that, alternate picking for one. You know, legato, all that kind of stuff that you need to play rock and metal.
Yeah.
I would get that up to a baseline level, you know, of competency. Because those are you need to learn the ins and outs of the style.
Yeah.
So you start by learning techniques that are used, you know,
Yeah.
and then just learn loads of songs, you know,
Yeah.
learn the style.
I think, mate, you got like learning the songs is just so important,
It is,
you know,
isn't it? Yeah.
because that's when like you get the reward for it and the stuff that you like, you know, and you need to challenge yourself and learn the hard stuff, you know. How everyone starts playing Metallica, Megadeth,
Yeah.
Pantera, you know.
Yeah.
That's one thing. I think the other thing is that it could be really helpful to find a teacher, maybe a teacher that teaches metal. That's like a good teacher who's also a metalhead, you know. And so I think that's something that I would definitely look into if you don't do that already. But the other thing is that you need to. I'm not sure if you already play with the metronome, but if you don't, that's like urgent.
Crucial.
You know,
yeah, you have to do it.
like honestly, man, like metal is a lot to do with technique and precision, you know, and that machine gun sound and the tightness and the palm muting, and you can only get really good at it if you use the metronome. I've played without the metronome for years. I was never really good. When I switched to metronome practice,
it changes everything.
Everything changes. So practice with the metronome, you know,
and live and breathe the style.
There you go. Thanks for the question.
So the next question comes from Deadly Wise. How do I get rid of the badger in my shed?
Well, I hope it's not a honey badger, because they're fucking mean, you know. But let's assume it's just a normal badger. If it's a honey badger, just leave him there, you know, like just give up your shed.
Yeah, just let him move in.
Let him accept it.
Accept that he's taking it.
If it's just a normal badger, I'll just get your loudest amp. Hopefully it's a stack, you know. Bring it close to the shed and play some, I don't know, like super tritonic, minor second dissonant riff. Open the door. Hopefully he'll run away.
And that's how you remove a badger from your shed with Pete and Vinnie.
That's right. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching this Q&A video. You know, we love talking to you guys and answering your questions, so please keep them coming.
And as usual, if you enjoyed the video, please give us a comment, give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoy our content, please consider subscribing to our channel for more to come just like this. So until next time, see ya!